India's economic journey is truly remarkable. In just the April-June quarter, its GDP grew by a staggering 7.8%, highlighting its economic strength. But these numbers aren't just figures on a chart. They signify a dynamic force that's changing the world. What's special about India's growth is the young people here. By 2023, India will have more young people than China. This is a huge advantage. These young minds are not just numbers. They're the reason India is changing. These young people are making new things, bringing fresh ideas, and influencing how countries trade with each other globally. So, how is India's rise changing the world? India is the world's third largest economy, growing fast, but it faces some challenges. It's becoming more important in Southeast Asia as it tries to balance China's influence in the region. So, how does India manage this tricky balancing act? India has a plan, and it's called the tit-for-tat approach. In simpler terms, the tit-for-tat strategy means that India responds to China's actions with similar measures. This helps keep a balance of power and discourages China from acting aggressively in the region. It's like a way to keep things fair in international relations. India's global rise is facing hurdles, but its large population and rapid economic growth fuel its progress. Countries like the United Arab Emirates, Russia, and the United States support India due to economic, strategic, and regional ties. The U.S. interest in India is driven partly by a desire to reduce reliance on China for exports and materials. India also collaborates with developing nations like South Africa and Brazil in international forums. In Southeast Asia, India's growing influence counters China's dominance. However, both China and Pakistan see India's rise as a threat, especially in the context of India's bid for a permanent seat at the UN Security Council. Despite India supporting China's similar bid in the past, China now strongly opposes India's inclusion, using its veto power to block it. Even with support from other UNSC members, China's opposition is a major hurdle. This highlights the complexity of India's relationship with China, affecting not just its role in global organizations, but also its overall geopolitical standing. In Asia, India is urging the United States to acknowledge its influence beyond South Asia. Indian confidence in its growing power is evident from Pew Research Center data. India's remarkable rise is evident in its rapid economic growth, with the International Monetary Fund predicting even higher growth for 2023 and 2024. India stocks are thriving, driven by growth initiatives and favorable demographics. Among G20 nations, India's growth rate is outstanding, nearly double the average for emerging markets. In the fourth quarter of 2022, India's GDP grew by a robust 7.2%, standing out amidst the economic slowdown in Asia-Pacific. India is on the brink of a significant transformation. Despite challenges like inflation and environmental issues, its consistent high growth rates and strategic initiatives indicate a promising future. Many believe India is poised to become one of the world's top 3 economies by the end of the decade. The big question is whether India can be the new global manufacturing hub, reducing the world's dependence on one country, much like China. Different perspectives offer varied answers to this critical question. In the intricate dance of global politics, India has taken center stage, capturing the attention of the West. But why does the West need India more than India needs them? Let's delve into the nuanced dynamics that make India a pivotal player on the geopolitical chessboard. The Indo-Pacific region is a powerhouse, housing over half of the world's population and a significant part of the global economy. Its stability is vital for global economic growth, a reality the West fully understands. Collaborative efforts are imperative to maintain this stability. India steps onto the stage as a vital ally for the West in achieving a free and open Indo-Pacific. Beyond economic and technological realms, this collaboration extends to sectors like health, space, and cyberspace, greatly advancing the entire region. However, the West's reliance on India goes beyond collaboration. It's about countering China's growing influence. India's strategic importance has surged, particularly due to border disputes with China. With India's growing defense capabilities and technological advancements, the West gains a unique advantage. India not only weakens Russia's market dominance, but also supports a democratic Indo-Pacific nation in conflict with China. In the global chessboard, India has emerged as a linchpin for the West's strategic moves, especially in countering China's rise. Collaborative defense efforts and technological advancements have transformed India into more than just a partner. It's now a cornerstone in the West's quest for global stability and the preservation of democratic values. This shift highlights India's vital role in shaping the future of international relations, moving beyond a mere player. India wants to be a big manufacturing hub, and this is good for the West. Even though there are some challenges like bureaucracy and infrastructure problems, India is growing fast. In 2023, it might have a higher economic growth rate than China, making it the third largest economy globally. This attracts foreign companies wanting to sell things to India's big and growing middle-class population. The West knows India's potential and works closely with local manufacturers. Big companies like Apple and Boeing are making things in India because it's cheaper and there are lots of people who can buy their products. India's aviation industry is also doing well and might become one of the biggest in the world. When Air India orders a lot of planes, it creates jobs and boosts other sectors too. The West isn't just interested in India for money. They want to build a strong partnership, changing how things are made around the world. This partnership also gives the West an option other than China, especially when there are issues between them. India and the West are working together to create a new and better future for manufacturing. India is not becoming the world factory, even with the West's help. For the past 30 years, China has been the world's manufacturing powerhouse, leaving many to wonder why countries haven't shifted their manufacturing needs to India, especially amid rising tensions. The reason behind this lies in China's exceptional manufacturing system. China doesn't just offer cheaper production, it provides control over the entire supply chain, from raw materials to the finished product. This control ensures efficiency and flexibility, making them leaders in the fast-paced world of manufacturing. China's success is rooted in advanced technologies, like cutting-edge cotton harvesting tractors, enabling them to produce more with less land. They've also built an extensive supply chain network, managing everything in-house, from dyes to fabrics. China has balanced economic growth with rising labor costs, maintaining their global manufacturing dominance. In contrast, India is behind China by 10 to 15 years in manufacturing. Despite efforts like the Make in India campaign, India faces challenges such as bureaucracy, lack of skilled labor, and technology adoption hurdles. While India has initiatives, they haven't yet created a cohesive ecosystem like China's. China's manufacturing system is complex and well-established, giving them a significant edge. India's aspiration to become the world's factory is ambitious, but it requires more than just good intentions. It demands a comprehensive approach mirroring China's intricate ecosystem. Simply receiving help from the West is not enough. India needs to develop an integrated system to catch up. India versus Canada makes India lose confidence in the West, and it's looking to be a neutral player. A recent dispute between India and Canada has strained their relationship, impacting diplomatic ties and trade. The conflict began when Canada accused India of involvement in the murder of a Canadian Sikh activist, a claim India vehemently denied. This has not only put their diplomatic relations at risk, but also halted crucial trade talks, including the Early Progress Trade Agreement. The pause in trade negotiations is significant, as both countries had a thriving trade relationship, with billions of dollars exchanged annually. Canada exported energy products to India, and the halt in talks now threatens this economic collaboration. The United States finds itself in a difficult position, maintaining a stance of no special exemption for India despite Canada's accusations. This complex situation affects the emerging Indo-Pacific framework, where India holds strategic importance. Continued tensions could hinder Canada's engagement in Indo-Pacific institutions, potentially impacting its diplomatic standing in the region. The allegations against India if proven true, might damage its reputation as a democratic nation committed to international norms, affecting its credibility as a global ally, particularly in competition with China. In this sensitive scenario, the US, a key player in Indo-Pacific alliances, is under scrutiny as India questions its neutrality. Upholding justice and due process is crucial, aligning with the shared values of the three nations involved. The handling of this situation will define relations between India, Canada, and the US and impact stability and trust in the international community. India is becoming more influential worldwide, reshaping how countries interact. The big question is, how will the world react to India's rising power? The world may not have seen India's rise coming, but now it has to deal with it. India's impact is here to stay, and the world is watching closely.